Welcome back from the break, everybody. I hope you enjoyed a whole lot of Sonic. I know I did here in the waiting room for Game Masters, which you are now watching. I am your host, Kara_TV, and we got a couple fun things for you today. But the first one, our main event, is going to be a 2-player showcase of Pump It Up. We got 18 songs picked out, ready to go here. It's going to be super awesome to see, both of our runners, share the same setup in order to clear a whole bunch of songs for you. It's going to be just every single time we do a rhythm showcase on Game Masters here, I'm always just blown away by the sheer amount of dedication, not just from the runners, but also what goes into making the songs, making the charts. That we all get to enjoy here on the stream. A lot of work goes into it. It's just a huge community aspect. So many people sharing a passion and coming in to just make a super awesome rhythm game and, really bring out the best of what you can get out of these games. So I'm really looking forward to see what our runners have cooked up for us today. But everybody, I do want to thank you so much for supporting Games Done Quick with your subs, gift subs, and bits cheered. Your contributions help keep our shows running, and if you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream by sharing the GDQ channel with your friends. And if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. Use !Discord and Twitch chat for invites and more info. I am joined here by our lovely runners, Zilo and Haru. Hello, you two. Are you ready for some song showcases?
We are. Hi, everyone. I'm Zilo.
Hi, I'm Haru.
So we're going to get right into the meat of things, but we'll talk about what is this giant doohickey behind us? Well, if you watch my streams regularly, you'll know this is a Pump It Up cabinet. So Pump It Up being a wonderful music dance game that was DDR's competitor back in 1999, made by Andamiro. This is the current version of the game, Pump It Up Phoenix, released just a few years ago in 2023. Before I go any farther, we do have one very special friend and commentator. If you'd like to introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, my name is jqtran, and I am also honored to help commentate this Pump It Up Phoenix co-op showcase. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, John. We also had one commentator who unfortunately couldn't be here. So this is our shout out to our good friend V. Kim, who does a lot for the Pump It Up community as well. We love him, so we miss him, but he just had to back out at the last second due to things. So let me just talk about a bit about this showcase. So you might have seen in previous hotfixes or marathons, I've done solo showcases of this game, playing both on single, which is just one pad, or double mode, which uses both pads. Well, we're going to mix that up a little bit. We're going to play co-op, which is a double mode where 2 or more players can play at the same time.
Two or more. Oh my gosh. I
know.
I am just mentally picturing 3 people on 2 pads, and my mind is melting already.
Well, we do have 5-player co-ops, but unfortunately we can't shadow clone jutsu ourselves, so we're just gonna play just 2-player co-ops right here. So we have 18 songs prepared for you of various difficulties. We'll take you through the whole spiel. This is going to be just kind of fun, just give you a taste of the game. But from here on out, we're just going to start. Timer can start whenever. John will get us started on commentary, and y'all have a good time.
All right. And I've seen this list of 18 songs, and some of these charts will have hands, figuratively speaking, but I think it is a good showcase of what co-op can offer for Pump It Up players. So I'm excited to check this out. So we are currently going to our first song. And you can already see here, there are a lot of co-op charts, at least 141 co-op charts made for the game over the several of these years. And it looks like they are going to be starting off with Chimera.
That's a high BPM number.
High BPM number, that is true. But interestingly enough, this is one of the more accessible co-op charts in the game. And I think this is a smart choice as a warm-up. Now, it looks like Haru-kaze is going to be taking the red notes, and Zilo is going to be taking the blue notes. As you can kind of see here, one person is moving and maneuvering around the pads while the other person is sort of staying stationary on the long notes. So as a warm-up, this is a great way to sort of just feel your way around the pad, see kind of the space that you have to work with. And essentially, if you have kind of like an understanding of how doubles charts work, this kind of does translate into a regular doubles chart. The only exception being one person will be kind of stationary on the pad with you at the same time.
Yeah, one of the big things I'm
Also-
really noticing is it's not just one person on the left pad, one person on the right pad. No, you're crossing over.
Exactly, yeah. This game does sort of take advantage of the whole doubles layout, and you will be crisscrossing, moving around the pads. It's a good time overall. And it's also good to know, like, sometimes you'll be kind of like on the left side, on the right side. Sometimes you'll be on the same side too, like in this example. One person will be in the front, one person will be in the back. As you notice, Haru-kaze is slightly lowering herself too while she's in the front. That's so that Zilo can still have non-interrupted line of vision, so he can see the chart. Ooh, and I think they just full comboed that
Wow.
entire chart. Wow.
Opening up with a full combo is, you're on Game Masters for a reason, so.
Exactly. They know their stuff and they're willing to show this.
Yeah, not like
999,370. Wow.
Jeez, that was incredible.
Next stage.
Something to also know, I've known Zilo and Haru-kaze for a long time and their accuracy is very on point. So while this is not surprising at the least, it is still wonderful to just see how on point they are with their timing.
Do you know what the frame window is for a perfect? So I've got
The frame
perfect,
window-
great, good, all that kind of stuff.
That's a good question. The frame window is actually, compared to other rhythm games, it's actually on the higher side of things. So there is more room for a perfect. But given the amount of movement you have to do in this game, very impressive nonetheless. Oh, and it looks like they're going into Violet Perfume by SHK. While this is a slightly slower step chart, this does show more synchronized movements as well. So Zilo and Haru-kaze are going to be hitting the same rhythms, but on different arrows, instead of necessarily one person standing and the other person moving at the same time. But this is also a good way to see, like, you can kind of listen in on their steps as well. It's like very crisp, and they're also kind of relying on each other's steps to sort of maintain the timing and the rhythm, in addition to what's going on at the screen.
I'm already dizzy just staring at it, so I am not built for these types of games. But it's still impressive to see everybody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it does seem intimidating at first, but if you do decide to pick up the game at your potential local arcade, it sort of, you kind of get that experience slowly but surely, and then you can impress all the people at the arcade. Oh, and now we have sort of throwback to Chimera, where one person is standing while the other person is sort of maneuvering around. And you can also kind of see their movements. Like in this example, Haru-kaze is like almost facing the wall just to make sure that Zilo has enough space to maneuver. And now we have these like really big twists where they're kind of like weaving in and out between the center and the side. You think they're going to cross over, they don't cross over, but now they cross over. And I think with all that perfect maneuvering, that looks to be, I think it's a full combo?
Yeah.
One great, wow.
Triple S plus. How high does it go?
I didn't even
Imagine that
see
is
the
as high
great.
as it goes.
Yep, the maximum score is 1 million and the highest grade is a triple S plus. And you'll probably also notice like those perfect game, ultimate games at the bottom. That indicates sort of like their sort of judgment distribution as well. Perfect game is like all perfects. Ultimate game is they have perfects and greats. Extreme game is perfects, greats, and goods, and so forth. We'll probably see more we might see more plays down the road. Who knows? Or maybe we'll just see all ultimates and perfects and
That would be
extremes.
pretty awesome. I always see
Yeah.
one perfect. I'm like, okay, all right,
Yep.
you're good. You're good at the game. I understand.
Yeah. All right, now we have a cute song here. So kind of different from Chimera and Violet Perfume, this kind of throws 16th notes into the quantization. And while it is a bit faster, they are able to sort of stay stationary while executing those 16 notes, so it's not too much of an energy drain, fortunately. But there's also these sort of stationary patterns where one person will kind of just stay in the front and the other person has to sort of maneuver behind them and around them. Oh, and Zila's doing a little monkey dance. I'm not sure how appropriate that is, though, because it's a duck song, but, you know, it's fine. They're all... monkeys, ducks, they're all animals. Ooh, and something interesting to note here, too. Now, it looks like Haru-kaze has a slightly different rhythm than Zilo at this moment, and sometimes co-op charts in Pump It Up are imbalanced in difficulty, where the person playing on the red steps will have a higher difficulty pattern versus the blue player. You'll probably see this more in future charts as well, but it's good to call out here as well just to sort of set that expectation.
Wow.
Oh, it looks like it's another full combo.
I saw one great in there. Yeah, I only saw one.
Ooh,
Or a good.
one good.
Yeah. It was during
So,
the really,
that's
really
the-
intense section on the blue steps. This is still ridiculous.
Next stage.
Still really good timing.
That was
And
still a
it
PB
does-
even with 0 and a good, so still taking it.
Oh, PB. Congratulations.
We still take that. Records are always good.
We love the PB live on screen.
Exactly.
Live on Game Masters.
Always keep improving yourself. So now this is Solve My Hurt by Doen. And
Oh, there's a heart.
you see those heart notes,
Yeah.
but you don't have to hit them actually. They're just for visual flair. But yeah, Solve My Hurt, kind of a fast song, but at the same time, it's also kind of a chill song. It's a very nice sounding song, but at 234 beats per minute, which is even faster than Chimera. And you can also kind of see Solve My Hurt, similar acronym to SMH, definitely very intentional. Ooh, now that pattern, I kind of like to call them tight ropes because you don't have a lot of room to sort of like, you don't have a lot of room to sort of do those twists. But, oh, as we also notice here, Zilo is doing some very impressive backstepping and slightly lowering himself as well, just so that the line of vision for Haru-kaze is uninterrupted. And a lot of good crossovers as well. Ooh, and a very fast pattern, but they nail it. Oh,
There's the hearts for
And-
flair. Yeah.
her flair. Yeah, because Solve My Hurt almost kind of sounds like Hurt Heart, kind of close enough. But yeah. So marvelous game essentially means their score has had 5 or fewer misses in that. And you can kind of see here, very perfect accuracy, no grades, no goods, just a few misses, but it was during a very tricky pattern where you don't have a lot of room to sort of like do those turns, so it kind of demands a lot from you.
Yeah, my favorite part of these co-op showcases is like it's not just knowing the notes, but like the stuff you have to do outside of the game itself, like, you know, making sure you're out of the way for your partner and you could still give a visual line of sight, and like, you know, seeing where that's planned, where the breaks are, when you could rest, and it's just it's super fun to see that.
I like how you say visual line of sight, because for this chart, that is not really what we're going to be doing. John can explain that.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah,
right,
I
I'm
love
ready.
this chart. This is such a jam, and also you'll see. It's very fun. I love this chart.
Obelisk.
But yeah, don't let the intro deceive you. They will have to pull out some tricks in order to get through this chart. Starting now. Now, they're looking at the screen. Now they're not looking at the screen. And they just keep going. They're just spinning. And it's like, how do they do this? Did they have to memorize the entire chart? And the answer might surprise you. You don't actually need that much memorization to execute this chart. For a lot of this chart, you just need to make sure that you remember a particular pattern, when to turn, and how to count. So for that particular pattern, you just have to remember the 8 count. As in, you execute that pattern up to an 8 count, then you turn, and then you execute it again. So we can count it with them as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. I think I counted wrong, but
Yeah, we get the vibe at least. Yeah.
yeah,
In other words, they're dancing.
exactly. It's kind of, yeah, it's like kind of a paired ballroom dance in a sort, where they just have to make sure that they follow that set pattern. And now, instead of an 8 count, they're going to do a 4 count. So they have to double time it. Woo.
Well done. They're doing great. You know, they're staying active, crushing it through the song so far. Like, yeah.
They're listening to they're hitting to the rhythm of the soul. It's great.
It's wonderful.
Now, if I remember closely, I think this next song is going to be... There's going to be some interesting gimmicks to it as well. We were kind of talking about counting earlier with the 1 and 2 and 3 and, but this will kind of contradict it a little.
Do the 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 4, 5 and whatever method you got.
Yeah, they will not rely on that, but they will... There are some context clues behind the song to help them sort of navigate through it, but we'll see why it gets a bit trickier in this one. This is Dance With Me by Banya. Relatively not too fast song. There are some fast patterns in the beginning, but that's not where the main difficulty lies, and we shall see it now. Yeah, very kind of fast patterns here. But this part is where it gets tricky. Now, you kind of see all those clumped up notes, right? And they're not moving.
Oh, yeah.
But Zilo and Haru-kaze know when to exactly hit them based on the song. You can kind of hear in the background those hits. if you were to sight read this, it would, to be honest, it would kind of be a logistical nightmare. Even if you do know the song, there are a little bit of context clues to help when you are dealing with a potential stop. In this case, stop being sort of like the chart just stops moving for a given period of time. Now, when you see the notes kind of clustered together, that's kind of a signal that there is probably going to be a stop. And in the case where the notes are sort of spaced out, that's when you can kind of see that it's not going to stop necessarily. So you can kind of see it here, like the close notes are stopping, but the spaced out notes aren't stopping as much. And now the chart kind of goes back to regular with sort of more fast patterns with the 16th notes and the occasional 32nd note actually, which is pretty fast.
Disgusting.
Yes.
All right. Disgustingly good, Zelo.
Exactly.
Well done.
Unbelievable!
Only one miss in all of that. That's
Wow.
No,
New record!
And a personal best.
Hey.
901 extra points.
that's 2 PBs here on Game.
Yes.
Next stage!
Again, making it look easy, but it's very much not.
It's very demanding. Like, you have to really build up sort of like, because you have to hit it on time as well, you have to sort of build up that muscle memory and also just like being able to move back and forth at a specific time. Ooh, Poseidon. So Poseidon is by Curry, and one of the songs that released in Double X, the version before Phoenix. This is kind of a tricky one. There's going to be a lot of movement in it, kind of like, we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of movement sort of back and forth, and we'll see how they take care of it. Not too bad intro here, but we're going to start going into sort of the crab walking sections where they're kind of like shuffling back and forth. They never really commit to switching to the other side. They're just kind of like going back to their side in the center. And now they're switching sides and they're sort of going to repeat it again. And now they're kind of like shuffling back and forth on each side. And now, kind of a little break. They can sort of get more combo. They can sort of take a little rest before this next section here. Now, this next section coming up is going to sound very similar to what we saw before, but the patterns are going to be a bit more complex. You can kind of see that instead of crab walking, they kind of have to sort of turn as well, and they don't have a lot of space to work with, so they have to make sure that they're not colliding with one another as they do a turn, or if their leg accidentally crosses over a little too much. But you can see here, they're still maintaining combo really nicely. But here comes like sort of the more aggressive back and forth where they really have to shuffle across the pads. And those tightrope motions. Ooh, and that was solidly executed. Oh, and that was a full combo. Very nicely executed.
How was that a full combo? How is that a full combo with all of that?
I don't know. Like I have trouble doing this chart. I need a co-op partner like Zila or Haru-kaze to help me out with this.
Next stage!
Alright, so this song was about water, but this next song, once they get to it, is going to be about fire. Ooh.
It's like poetry.
Actually, maybe that's why they chose it. Yeah, I didn't notice that, huh?
So you're feeling the beat here.
Yeah, this is some good Eurobeat.
We have this recurring joke with the song where I forget it even exists until it got new charts, like in the last patch. It is a good song. I just always forget it exists because Max does so much music for this game, and like this is like one of the few things that's licensed instead of original.
Yeah, that is surprising. I think this song came from O2 Jam, I believe, initially, and it was crossed over into Pump It Up. Fortunately, it did recently get new charts, but the co-op chart has been in the game for, I don't actually remember. It's probably been in for at least a while. But yeah, Rage of Fire is going to sort of be like a summary of what we've been seeing before. You'll probably see like those stationary movements, some of those synchronized movements that you saw in previous charts. So this is going to be kind of like a review for all of you watching back at home, what you've learned. There is a lot more center movement in this chart as well, so they do have to make sure that they are ducking appropriately. But yeah, overall, for most of this chart, it's not too bad. But yeah, you can see here the stationary movement. Zelo is maneuvering around the pads. Now Haru-kaze is moving around the pads. And you can also notice that Haru-kaze is using the bar. Using the bar is actually a strategic decision, especially with co-op charts, because sometimes when using the bar, you do have to sort of lean back, and you need to know exactly when is the best opportunity to lean back in those instances. Otherwise, you might accidentally run the risk of blocking your partner from moving on to the next set of position. Now, the ending is also something I want to take a look here. Let's take a look at how their bodies are positioned for the ending. Now, if you saw that, it's Haru-kaze was kind of doing a V movement where she was on the right side, then right side front, then moving back, and then going to the left side front, while Zelo was doing sort of an inverse V movement. Oh wow, two greats as well, full combo. Good stuff. Especially
Kiara,
with that ending.
I think I need to be on your show more often just so we can keep getting PBs.
Zelo, you are welcome back anytime. This is really fun.
Next stage.
That is
Such a
that
good
is 3
performance.
PBs so far for the crew. I believe. I've been counting correctly.
You're giving them the good energy and the good luck.
Yeah. Now I was giving them the beforehand. He's like, this is gonna be like a really casual show. Don't stress about it too much. And here we go, just knocking out PB after PB after PB.
Honestly, it's so good to see. This is we all need these moments. Ooh, and now we're going into the snow with Waltz of Doge by Cashew, who is also another talented Pump It Up player from Indonesia. And this is clocking at 250 BPM, so you can kind of see here, it's going way fast. Yeah, and if you are not locked into sort of like seeing your own color, it gets very overwhelming. So you have to make sure that you're like paying attention to solely your color note. And I like this section too. It's kind of like you're jumping to sort of the wacky noises that are in this song as well. It's very nicely thematic.
Oh no! Wait, what's this?
Oh, they had to switch. It's another case of visual flair. Fortunately, it doesn't affect their gameplay too much, but they do have to switch sides to make sure they're hitting the right color. So it's just a little spooky thing, but fortunately, nothing too spooky in terms of actual patterning. Man, those alternations, it's just so much arrows at once on the screen. It's a lot to take in. And nicely executed.
Well done. Oh, I'm getting exhausted just watching. And taking the example of our lovely runners, make sure you are drinking your share of water too.
Yes, that is very important. Hydrate as you can. See?
Yes, Zelo.
Flashing the water bottle. I am hydrating now. Ooh, and let's see what song they're going to pick next. It's Slam by Novasonic. I think this is a Korean rock song, but interestingly enough, there are various categories in Pump It Up, like World Music Originals, and this is under K-pop, even though it's not really K-pop.
It's close enough, right?
I guess it's close enough, yeah. It's K. Yeah. We'll take it. Now, Slam has been around in the game for actually a pretty long time. I think it was introduced around 2000. So, 26 years or 25 or 26 years, pretty good lifetime. And with that, it is one of the older songs in the game, and it has some pretty infamous difficulties for sure that we'll definitely see in this co-op chart. All right, and they're just going to sort of just get right into it. This song starts out pretty rough from the get-go. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot more notes, a lot more faster movements that they have to execute. And because of that, they are holding onto the bar when they are on their respective sides. That way they can kind of like stabilize themselves just to make sure that they can hit these complicated 16th note patterns. But because they are well synchronized, they know when to sort of let go of the bar if they're in front and have to quickly transition over. Ooh, and that was a rough pattern. And this chart also throws in a lot of jacks, which is essentially like tapping one note twice at a very high frequency. Yeah, this chart has a lot of things going for it. It has a lot of 16th note streams, it has a lot of jumps, it has a lot of jacks. And it just kind of like throws it at you. So if you don't have the energy, it'll be kind of tricky to recover. But they are maintaining a very strong combo here. So they are well prepared for this. Ooh, and this next part. Ooh, okay. So now it's the jack jumps. Just imagine like hitting 5 jumps in a row as 16th notes. That's just like, you're sort of like jackhammering the pads at that point. You really have to make sure that you have like good calf muscles in order to execute that. And look, another PB.
Number 4.
A significant PB.
All right.
On one of the harder co-ops charts too. Dang.
Zelo, the amount of PBs here shouldn't be allowed, but for you, I'll let it happen.
Well, they're going to continue to happen, hopefully. But Haru needs a break, so you might be thinking, how am I going to play the next co-op chart? Well, don't worry, I got this. Don't worry, I got it.
All right, wait, Zelo, don't hurt your. No, wait. Dang it. Okay, there's nothing I can do. Zelo's just going in. Oh no.
I'm also worried.
I'm worried.
But I am also very curious.
What do you mean a solo co-op? Oh no. Haru bringing out the support plushie just in case.
See, the support plushie could have helped him. I don't. Yeah.
Headless chicken.
But Zelo ain't no headless chicken on this one. it looks like, yeah, Zelo is hitting both the red and the blue notes.
Wait, and
also the hands.
coming in to play. Never.
Yeah, this chart has hands. This chart has hands figuratively and literally. Wow. So, fun fact about this chart, and actually another co-op chart from the previous version, there were some co-op charts that were actually designed to be also played by yourself. So while you can have a friend sort of like jump in and help you play the chart, these charts have the potential to be able to be executed by one person. Interesting thing here too, he's hitting those 12th notes as sort of like 6th notes, and that's also because the timing window is pretty generous enough that it still maintains combo as you do it. So instead of trying to like 1 foot 12th notes and sort of straining your foot, he can sort of relax his timing just a little bit and still be within full combo. But yeah, he's treating this as sort of a regular doubles chart. But the colors are throwing me off. It's sort of like, it's like mixing and matching. I don't know. Yeah, in these cases, I think you're just focused on sort of like what the arrows are and not so much what the colors are. Oh, and there's that visual flare. All yellow arrows at the top. One miss. Wow, dang.
GG, Zelo. You had me scared going in there alone.
But, you know, I think it's always good to give the audience a little thrill here and there.
Okay, well, it'd be fun because I may have played that one solo. Now, what if it happens where we play double solo? And you'll see what I mean in just a bit.
Wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Zelo's got stuff cooking. And it terrifies me. But
yeah, I'm
on the pads.
Doppelganger. Yeah, just looking at that already, it's kind of terrifying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the art alone here, terrifying. The background video here, opening up Pandora's box, looks like. And yeah, this is.
Wait, both colors are red.
No. Oh no. Oh no, I see. Okay.
Oh. And if you saw that, there were some non-pumped up arrows that were sort of telling them when to get on and off the pads. So it's interesting, like normally there's like a red and a blue, but now there's just both red. And now the receptors are split as if they're playing singles. You think this would sort of be like illegal and pump it up, but no, this is fair game to have like all these kinds of different visual flares. And the interesting thing too is that even though it is one color, they're still able to read it normally like a co-op chart. And I think that's because the co-op chart in particular gives them context clues as to where one person should be stepping and where one person should be standing. So the lack of color is not a problem here. But now you'll see, they're hitting the exact same pattern, and that is for good reason, coming up now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they are playing the exact same pattern, but it's not represented as like two distinct patterns. Now, it's sticking true to the song's name, Doppelganger. So you see some notes are disappearing into thin air at the top. Those are the fake notes. So we don't know who is actually hitting the real notes and who is hitting the fake notes. Who is the real player, who is the doppelganger.
Spooky.
We'll never know which one of them is real and which one of them was fake.
Is that another PB?
Oh, PB!
Do I detect that PB at number 5?
Record!
I think it's number 5, yeah. And it's on like the hard songs as well. Very impressive.
Stage.
Zelo shaking their head in disbelief, but you know, We'll see if they have, as a crew, any more PBs.
I am rooting for them for more
Yeah.
PBs. This is a great opportunity to get more.
For sure.
He can shake it. He can shake his head. It's still good.
As I was saying, like at the start of the show, like the community effort that goes into making all of these charts, and, fun stuff for everybody to play, it really is impressive. Like, just the amount of effort to make this, make it fun, make it visually interesting, and planning for two players to weave in and out of each other.
It takes such care. It takes like such careful preparation as well, because like any bad charting will cause collisions, so they have to be really careful with it as well. And it does show the amount of care that they put in, which is great. Yeah, it looks like they are playing Twist of Fate by Jehezukiel, which is another very talented Pump It Up player from Indonesia. This chart in particular is an imbalanced chart, so the red notes will be more difficult than the blue notes in this instance. And I don't recall if they did a player swap, but it looks like Zelo is taking the red notes this time and Haru is taking the blue notes. And in this course, the notes are going to be gradually getting more difficult, throwing in more double steps, more interesting turns, and more 16th notes. And this big stream of 16th notes. And a little break before we get to the ending here. Now, Haru-kaze is going to be directly in front of Zelo during this section, so slightly lowering himself just to make sure that there's no...
Well, what's this?
Haru-kaze does a turn. More visual flair. That is the craziest quantization I've seen in the game, where it's just a complete wall of arrows.
I think the funniest thing about that last wall of fake notes, so if you're playing on an older computer for this game that doesn't have a good processor, you get more lag. You get about 5 times as much lag as playing virtual highlight.
So it's like each arrow, it's not just like
Next
a
stage.
sprite made to look like all the arrows. It's literally, they just put all the arrows in there, so it has to process all of them.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
That's kind of scary. Wow. I would not think about overheating a computer with that. Ooh. Makes you wonder how many notes were in that wall, too.
Too many.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, and I guess next up, it's January, but we're going to be celebrating Halloween with Halloween Party Multiverse. Sorry, what was that?
You will blink and it will be Halloween 2026.
Yes. Well, if this year is bad, that might be better. But hopefully this year is good. Very cute background too. Very adorable. Now, this is also kind of another imbalanced chart. You can kind of see red does have some more 16th notes, blue doesn't have as many notes, and it looks like they did a player swap too. Haru-kaze is on the reds and Zelo is on the blues. And they're just sort of winding and maneuvering around each other like a pretzel. Pretty good combo so far. A lot of alternating patterns. And this is interesting. So Haru-kaze will, to hit the center, she'll be sort of mostly up in front, and Zilo is just sort of like sneaking in the back. Very clean tightrope motions here. And now just a lot of arrows on the screen at once. You have Haru-kaze hitting the holds, Zilo hitting the singular notes. And you kind of see at the end, there was kind of like those center notes that were like on opposite sides. Those were fake out notes actually. Ooh, almost perfect game there. Just one miss, but still very impressive.
Now, assuming all perfects would be the perfect 1 million score that we were talking about.
Yes.
Next stage.
Ooh, I think we're coming down to the final 4 songs. So they are going to be ending this particular credit on Les Noces de Figaro's before getting into the next credit with 3 songs. This song is not too bad. It's pretty cute, actually. It's not too difficult, and I think this is sort of like a good comprehensive review before we get into the final 3 charts.
Oh.
It's not too easy, but not too hard. Very cute. I think they're about to go to a wedding. Yeah, it's also just really cool to point out like how much effort they spend into the BGAs as well. Even though you can't like really process the BGAs as you're playing, it's always just nice to see visually. Like it just helps build sort of like the theming and just sort of the overall vibe of the song and charts. Fortunately, we can sort of just watch both the chart and the BGA at the same time. Also, slightly fun fact. Now, the dragon, it looks like there's sort of like a dragon in the BGA. That is actually coming from a different song as well, a different song's BGA that also contains a wedding involved. So, in that BGA, the dragon was trying to crash the wedding, but fortunately this time the dragon crashed into something else, so this wedding will not be interrupted. Ooh, and some fast maneuvers there. Some nice back and forth. Oh, and they're facing backwards, waving to the crowd.
Aww. Hi, Zilo. Hi, on.
Unbelievable! You are the best!
Another marvelous game.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going into the
Truly.
final credits here of the showcase.
The final credit, and potentially the deadliest. But that's what makes it exciting to watch. I'm sure they'll do fine. Probably.
I think the irony I just realized of this song, unless we played a wedding song, which happy almost 10 years to my wonderful wife right here, but we're going right into Death Moon after that.
Oh, like a
Happy
death
10
honeymoon.
years. Wow. That's so sweet.
Wow, time has flown by so quickly.
New tunes. Typical co-op play.
Yeah, it looks like their next song is Death Moon by SHK. Yeah, just sort of like the title sort of like implies, it's a pretty difficult chart. You will kind of need to know your co-op abilities and just get those down in order to be able to execute this chart. And we'll see why in a moment. This chart in particular focuses a lot on staircases as well. That's sort of like the M movement on the pads itself. And sort of these middle 6 movements where they're kind of like weaving back and forth between one another. And you can kind of see here, Zelo is opting to do the spin. Zelo kind of performing the staircases as well as Haru-kaze. And you have these sort of fake outs where it's like you kind of have to go between your respective side and the center, not fully committing over to the other side. You got some of these nice crab walk motions here, followed by tight ropes. And another spin. Ooh, and now all the notes are whole, so if they even drop one note, it will impact them significantly. But they're holding on very well.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
so close.
Amazing.
Nicely executed.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, just that couple misses at the very end. Held on incredibly well through that.
Yeah, there was just like so many notes on the screen that were just like hold 16th notes, just a lot of stuff going on.
Stage. Co-op play.
All right, let's see what they pull up next. It looks like they are going to go for actually Ignis Fatuous. Is that how you pronounce it? But this is a remix of an older song as well called Will-O-the-Wisp. So I think Ignis means something similar.
I just say ignorant fat ass because that describes me perfectly when I play the song.
No, I don't believe that. But that is a good name in case you do not know how to pronounce it. So good to note. This is by DM Ashura, who has composed for several different music games as well, like DDR, Stepmaniacs. Yeah, I think this is also particularly faster than the original song Will-O-the-Wisp. That song is at 210 beats per minute. This is at 220, and we will kind of see how intense this chart gets. You did notice that there are staircases, those like M-like movements in the previous chart. This kind of takes it up to another level. And we shall see that here.
We have seen illusion and reality begin to overlap and fuse. The line between them begins to disappear.
Yeah, already it's like there's a lot of aggressive movement where they have to sort of like not only weave back and forth, but they just have to keep moving. There's not really any good break for them. It's kind of like a comprehensive review of all that we've kind of done so far, but at a very fast speed of 220. Kind of see here, like Zelo is kind of maneuvering around, making sure that he doesn't collide, whilst they're still kind of like weaving in those hold notes as well. Still going pretty strong here. But here comes the final section. A very tight turn. And now they just have to keep moving. There's like no room for any break whatsoever. They have to be perfectly synced up with each other to execute this next pattern well. And here comes the M run. Ooh, and they full combo that section.
Oh.
That is impressive. Like, during that staircase section, they had to be very close with each other, and if they missed up once... Oh, ultimate game. On a difficult chart. That is very impressive.
Well done, you two. Well, geez, like that's PB number 6 from them. And I believe we have one song left coming up here.
Let's hope they can get the PB as well for that one, but that's gonna be a doozy, for sure.
Now, before we get into this last song, I do want to give people a heads up for what we were doing after this. So our showcase here, we're going to our last song here because playing rhythm games for like 3 hours straight is really difficult, as it turns out. And we do not want our lovely runners to injure themselves for the sake of giving us a long show. So what we're going to do is a little bit of a twist. I am going to be stepping in to the hot seats, and I'm going to be playing some games for you all. But which game I play is going to be up to you. So I have 4 very, very rusty speedruns that I have not practiced in a long time. And chat, I want you to pick which one that I do. Your choices are going to be between Celeste, any percent, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, NMG, any percent, Super Metroid, 100%, and Super Mario 64, 70 stars. We're going to get a poll going in there for about 10 minutes, so make sure you get your vote in for what you want to see. And let's hear from Zelo here.
Thank you, Kiara. So we are at the very end of the showcase. This will be our last song. Thank y'all for watching. We love showcasing this game, and it's not often we get to do co-op together for something like this. But what would a music game showcase be without a little bit of Toho? So this is one of our original Toho songs composed by Max, and it's going to be a doozy. This is going to be our finisher right here. So John can take it away with commentary.
Sure. This is Kazu Shinja by Max, and I believe it is a remix of the Toho song Forbidden Magic or something like that. Nonetheless, this is an excellent song. This is a Vocaloid. It also incorporates Vocaloid as well. So, best of luck to them. This is one of the toughest co-op charts in the game currently. It is very stamina demanding, so let's send all of our energy to Zelo and Haru-kaze. And you can kind of see here, they will have to be doing a lot of 16th note streams and just constantly keep moving. I would definitely recommend using the bar in this particular case when you know you can use the bar for those transitions, just to help stabilize yourself. Ooh, that was excellent 16th note drill handling right there. But this next part is going to test their stamina. And they just have to keep going at it. There is no stopping whatsoever. And they have to crisscross with those 16th note streams onto the other side as well. Ooh, I can kind of feel it. Feels like they're getting tired, but one last push before the end. Just look at that. It's so many notes on the screen. I do not know how they have the stamina to keep hitting that after an hour of play. And it just doesn't stop. It's still going. Ooh. Perfect. The life bar did not even drop whatsoever. they just have to keep going and going.
You're still
Oh, and it is a PB on one of the hardest charts in the game.
Wow. Oh my
They earned it. They earned it.
Zilu,
What a way to end it.
Haru, you two are incredible.
next.
That was amazing. Holy cow. Wow. You know what? They deserve that victory.
Yes, they deserve this victory celebration as well.
Co-op play.
Wow. Well done.
Amazing.
Well done, Zilo. How do you feel?
I feel great. How does Haru feel?
I'm still here.
Still in one piece. Well, thank you very much for joining us for a wonderful co-op showcase. I can't believe how many PBs we got in that.
Yeah,
That
I
was
counted
ridiculous.
7. So
Yeah,
Ooh,
but
lucky
once-
number.
For once, I'm on this side of the screen and not on the mic.
She did great. So thank you for being my wonderful co-partner. John and Haru, do y'all have any quick shout-outs before I take us out?
Thank you for having us. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you for having us. This is exciting to watch. Wow, that was a very impressive showcase. I cannot. Oh, that is way too much. I am so tired just from watching that.
You're tired. Okay.
listen, this was tough for my eyes, okay, following all those notes.
Yeah, that was a lot of notes. That was like over 20,000. I don't know.
That was a lot of notes. Well, I will give some quick shout-outs. First, thank you, GDQ and Kiara, for having us. This is always fun to do, just the different things. I love showcasing things for y'all. And Pump is still my favorite rhythm game. I love playing it. I love showing it. And I will say, there was mention earlier of the Steam version, Pump It Up Rise in chat. That is a more hand-focused game, but that's a good place to kind of get into the game if you want to try at home. We also have a new arcade game coming sometime this year. It's going to be a few months out before the teaser or such comes out, but we know we'll get a new mix, new version soon, so that'll be fun. Refresh the game with new songs, new ideas. Big shout-outs to Andamiro, the company who makes this game. They don't really make money off of this game, honestly, because rhythm games are very niche, but the dev team is very passionate, and as small as they are, they continue to still support this game, do what they can, and it's why this game is just so much fun, because they really let their creativity shine when they don't do too many silly things at the same time. But like headless chicken. But thank y'all for having me. I will hopefully be back on Hotfix at some point. But otherwise, Kiara,
Zilo,
you may
you're
take
welcome
us
back
out.
anytime.
Thank you very much, y'all.
Hey, just message me if you want to get some more PBs, all right?
More PVs.
Anyway, everybody, if you are not already following Zilo, please refer to the pin message and give both Zilo and Haru-kaze a lovely follow. I also want to give a shout out to Haru as well for being part of Artist Alley here at the most recent AGDQ. Had some super adorable miniature arcade cabinets that were really cute. So thank you so much, Haru, for bringing that to us, and both of you, and of course jqtran here in the call with me. Thank you all so much for coming on. This was a blast of a showcase, and I can't wait to see more of what y'all come up with. That being said, that is it for our Pump It Up showcase, and I'm seeing the poll results here. And it seems The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past just narrowly beat out Super Mario 64 70 Star. So I have not played any percent NMG in probably about 2 years. So we'll see how I do, chats. And if anything, I could just blame you all for making me do the speedrun. But again, big shout outs to Zilo, Haru, and JQ for joining me. We're going to go into a break. Don't go anywhere.